Before Hari, begins, let me introduce him. So, as I recall, Hariomsingh Bhati, electrical and electronics engineer student of 2012-2016 batch. Uh, I taught them, workshop practices one to their batch, and as I recall him, someone who is always punctual and always highly disciplined. Used to come, in university on his silver classic 350 Royal Enfield, and we also used to talk about motorcycle and the vibrations of Royal Enfield once in a while when he was a student at NUV, and someone who was also passionate for defense services in India. But then he moved to Canada to pursue a master's in energy management, and he completed from New York Institute of Technology, Vancouver, in British Columbia. And today, we are very thankful to him that he has joined us. And I can only say on behalf of Navratna University that how proud we are of him. He's a co-founder of a company. At the same time, he's also working as a R&D engineer in a one of the organization. So without wasting any time, I ask Hari to give his talk, and I request all of you that during the talk you may have questions. So you can raise your hand so that I'll unmute you, or you can write your question into the chat box, and we will take all your questions. So Hari, the stage is completely yours.
Thank you so much, Ravi sir. It's an honor to attend this webinar, and this is actually my first time interaction with any students all across the university or anywhere. Even in my university, I didn't give this kind of webinar, just the presentation and all. So thank you, Ravi sir. First of all, I hope respected teachers are also there. I see Shweta ma'am, Harsha ma'am, and other professor. If I don't see them, I want to personally thank you a lot for teaching me valuable, not only this related to studies, but as well as something basics of how to live your life and how to have a progressful life. Thank you by my heart. So I'll start with my presentation that I made, a small presentation yesterday. So it's all about, are you able to see my screen now, everyone?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. So now it should, now it's good.
No, it's visible. Visible. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, as Ravi sir told, I'm very much passionate about electric vehicles and lightings. So, I will start a brief history, brief timeline since the NUV, starting off the Navratna University from 2012 to 2021 now. So I'll go with the timeline with my personal experience, with challenges I faced and all those other small things. Later, I will also discuss the future opportunities, the challenges in this industries, uh, and how we can, for you, how we can make after your graduation, grab the opportunities in the industry. So about me, like I'm just a normal person. I have all the dreams that you have, all the passion that you have, and all the fun that you guys have. I want to do the same, and I'm doing the same. We don't have that big age difference, so don't I don't want this to be very formal. It's let it keep informal way. So my main goal, ultimate goal of my life is to do something so that before I leave this world, at least I can do some betterment for the society. So it can be anything. I have open heart. I'm ready to do anything for anyone who is in need. It's not only about electrical or mechanical. It's not about job. It's about just a kind gesture of providing help. If I just focus on my career, then I'm very much interested interested in innovating stuff, something which people are already working on new stuff. I want to join them and I want to learn and implement my own knowledge on that projects. So I'm always trying to implement new ideas and bringing it to the near in real life. And so far I have done many projects. Some of them I will discuss in later presentation. So I'm involved in two companies, two major industries, which is lightings and electric vehicles. The left picture is the light that I have developed, and the right picture is basically snow bike, which I also developed, and working with a team on this kind of projects. So I will first discuss about lighting technology, because from my childhood I was very much passionate about lightings. In my university, especially in NUV, people used to call me LEDs, Bhati LED. So that was a funny moment that I remembered. This is my workshop back in Baroda, where after my graduation I started working on developing my own lights. I wanted to do something new, so let's develop your own illumination system. So the topic is called the electroluminescent, which was the project started in 2018. The technology itself is 100-year old, but it's so silent that no one is knowing about that. If you have ever had an Adidas watch or any kind of watch which has a light inside, that light was this technology. So what I wanted to do is making of my own chemicals, composition of materials, and making our own inks, and making this light washable, waterproof, and can be printed on fabrics. So I started this project, and all thanks to my father, who invested a huge amount of money on this without any hesitation. I have to say that I had a chemical in the chemical engineering, chemical subject, chemistry. I had a backlog in my university because I was focused on my um NCC. So I didn't study well and I failed in that subject. But I didn't know that in 2 years I have to learn a lot about chemicals. So I started preparing the inks without having any knowledge about chemicals, but just reading patents, blogs, research papers, and then I came to a conclusion of making an ink. It was devastating when the project was failing because a lot of costly materials were just going into the garbage. This was my first implement of having the illumination. If you can see on my chest, there is a light glowing, and this is actually the video, and this will blink. So this was the first attempt. My sister recorded this moment, and I'm so glad this still works. This is a waterproof, something which is on fabrics. Now, you cannot imagine this as a commercial product, but this was the first time ever in the world. And then later I found out that there are some research going on in Europe which are doing the same. And I was so proud that I have achieved this. So project outcomes in 2018, before arriving to Canada, uh, it was very expensive material. So if I consider, if I want to sell this in Indian market, or any kind of innovation has to be done, which has to be much more professional way, then I think it's very expensive. People cannot afford this kind of technology, because this technology is not for utility. This is for lavish lifestyle. This is something for add-on facilities. Requires ultra clean room to me. I tried my best to accumulate, to make my surrounding as clean as possible, but a small dust of that dirt particle on that ink can damage the whole procedure. So major 50% of my failure was because of this only. Then application of this kind of stuff. Well, I just presented you the fabrics, but there can be different kind of application which are logos, custom boards. It can be on the bikes or anything. It can be a 3D paint as well. I figured out that I cannot compete with an LED technology. I think this technology, the electroluminescent technology, is still way behind, and it may take 5 to 6 years to come into the commercial market and surpass the LED technology in some application. I won't say every application, but in some application. I work on this project as uh, to think like, if we install the electroluminescent technology on fabrics for police, for fire brigade officers, and safety and precautions, login boards, such kind of application. But I don't think we can surpass the LED technology for this. Well, I arrived in Canada. Lots of hard work. I was a dishwasher, not going good. Then it had a cultural shock with me that why I came in Canada, I could have done a bit better in India as well if I would have worked hard. Then the studies were starting, pursuing masters in energy management. I found my friends and family kind of stuff was happening here. We started making food and spend daily days here. Uh, it was very frustrating sometimes very hard, but friends were here to help me out, and I was helping them out. We were supporting each other. Within my first semester, even I didn't completed my first semester, I joined Umran Lux Studios. Umran Lux Studios before me was an artistic company which was focusing on sustainable artistic solutions. And when I joined, they wanted to focus on sustainable lighting solutions. So basically, the company is focused on making light fixtures without compromising their artistic look. Now, there what the challenge arrives. Uh, you can install lights wherever you want, but attaching the lights in artistic way, it's a huge amount of complexity. So I want you all to look at the website so we can talk about in detail what we are working on. So this is my team. There is an artist, an enthusiastic environmentalist, and me, and we have some other collaborators as well. So we started with raw, like literally we imported some materials even from Baroda at the beginning because I had no idea about the market here, local market here. um, I didn't had any idea of how China can help me or Europe can help me bringing the materials in and working on the lights. But we have some commercial lights today. uh, so if I just open this kind of product, uh, this small string light you see are specially made cables in USA. This cable are so much delicate and so much small that people are amazed that where is the light? I mean, where is the wire for the light? Where how does the AC and how the power is transferred to the lights? So when people get amazed by this kind of concept, it makes me much more, it encourages you to do more stuff. Something like this, basically. All of these materials are handmade. It's a big work to implement this light. And this is a video. And this light actually rotates itself as per the aerodynamics. When the wind flows, it rotates, and that's make whole a lot interesting light. So this is my lighting company, and we are now commercializing this product in a lot of different way. And you will be amazed, but some of the parts we are thinking to manufacture in India only, assembly in India only, in Baroda. So I'm saying the future is very bright of this company if we have the final product ready. So the company started like 2 years ago, and it was very difficult to face all those challenges. But now we are commercializing. People are looking to our products. They are encouraging us. It's a motivation, and people just started buying this product. So I feel very proud about myself, my family, and my team. Umbra and Lux also supported my idea, and it was very fortunate and that they are interested in research and development. I started the project called Inkjet Printed Lights, which is also based on electroluminescent. The one that you are seeing is a logo which is printed Umbran Lux, and it is printed with a Japanese silver ink, which can be printed in any desktop printer. The idea was to print anything which glows. Can you imagine you have a printer at your home? Just imagine that you have a printer at your home, and you want to print a logo, you want to print your name, which illuminates. So I printed my name and did some layers of chemical layers, and I have my name glown. So this one particularly, I want to demonstrate the differences. On the left side picture that you saw, I literally cut this piece into pieces, and on the right side, the lamp is still working. Now, the advantage of this is comparing to LED, this can be, you know, anything we can make, any design, any kind of materials, any kind of colors. The most important is flexible. It's just like a paper. You can fold it and you can play with it. Uh, the most advantageous stuff is about this is the energy efficiency of this lamp. The energy efficiency is like 0.05 watt for this particular lamp, which is glowing right now on your screen, which is 0.05 watt, which is very, very low. Still, the applications are limited. We cannot expect this to be, surpassing the LED technology, but I think it's still under developing phase, and we can still do a lot better if we explore this product. We can explore different kind of applications. Now, for all of you guys, this was my work done in 2 years, which was very short. For now, for the students that I want to discuss is about future in lighting industry. Um, Guys, you will see a new lighting technology in 5 to 10 years, which will surpass the LED technology, and it is something different. I don't want to discuss about that, but right now your major goal is to, if you want to find somewhere in the lighting industry, you should focus on the challenges for the LED. Now, LED has, I think, three major challenges, which is heat management, a diffuser, and the render color. The heat management, because when I'm working on it, the LED produces a tremendous amount of heat, which is only cooled by normal air circulation. Now, if you check out the latest car in our Indian market, they have halogen LED lights, which have mandatory which are equipped with the cooling fans. So because of that, maintenance of those LED lights increased a lot, and heat kills the LEDs. Now, for an electrical student, it is important how to regulate the current to manage the light. For a mechanical student, it is important how we can, omit this heat management, how we can diffuse the heat management. The second challenge is the diffuser itself. Incandescent bulb, if you know, the Trump announced that incandescent bulb will be in the market soon, in this 2020 era. Lots of people were protesting because in Northern America, um, people like warm white, and LED light cannot provide original warm white color. So they use the diffuser, and diffuser again is a challenge. In India, I would say Philips and Wipro are the based investor for the diffuser. They invest a lot of amount of research. They make their custom diffuser. If you are more interested regarding elaborating this one, please ping me up so that I can discuss more, so that I can know your what are your interest. The second is rendering color. LED is original. The color of LED is blue. The white LED came long way back, like 5 years ago. The original white LED came. So because of mixture of colors in the LED, it's always an artificial color. It is not natural. So if someone wants to make a lighting industry, go enter in the lighting industry, they have to focus how we can have the LED, white LED, diffused to a certain amount of level which looks natural. Now that is a challenge for the current lighting industry. Now the future again about this, about any lighting, would be artificial intelligence. Big companies like Philips or Amazon are investing in artificial intelligence, which automatically controls the light. It has a digital LED driver which is connected to the cloud, and you can control the lights by your voice. I have seen the company here who are already implementing this in the brand new homes. Basically, as per the daylight, they get the data of the from the internet. As per the daylight, the indoor lights automatically adjusts itself. Not only the light, the color of the light also matters a lot. We Indians, what we like is the ultra bright white light all over the day, and I think it's very health concern. So we love bright light, bright as sun, but it kills our mental health. And I personally has experienced this a lot, especially for the student who are using the mobile. It's very dangerous because LCD screen or LED screen on your mobile is 4K, but it produces the straight laser kind of lights. It is a blue filter, which is hazardous to your eyes. So I want to show you and want to basically understand this for everyone who is attending this lecture, that how light affects your productivity. So when you wake up in the morning, your eyes is not used to for a very bright stuff, first of all. So it should be in the dark. You should got wake from your bed. You should get up from your bed in a very dark way. So not even direct sunlight is not good for you. So when you start working in an office, it should be bright white light, which we already use. But when the evening comes, let's say 4 p.m. or 5 p.m., the white light should be again going to the warm side. Let me, if you are not tracking me out, let me highlight this. So this one is good. This range is good for work area. This one is ultra good for if you are focusing on activities like studying or working on a project which requires ultra bright lights. But when the evening comes, you are with your family, you have to focus on this. Not even this, just focus on that. Because biological clock, if you have heard of biological clock, when the warm light when your brain accept the warm light, it automatically start, it calculates that okay, it's time to sleep now. In 2 or 4 hours I have to sleep, my body has to rest. So it creates a sense of comfort and relaxation within you. So that's why I think the warm white is important. Now in India, everything is here. Let me just erase everything. In India, everything is this. Now I want to bring at least this transition from this to this automatically. Majorly company are investing on this technology. A single LED cannot do that. Overcoming from particularly cold white to warm white directly like that. So my company Umran Lux, we are developing a two LED system which has a two different kind of LED, which has a warm white and cold white as well. So let's say I'm working, it will have a cold white, brighter cold white, but when there is evening, that there will be transition. The white light will slowly decrease, and the warm white will slowly increase. So this kind of LEDs will be the future. So opportunities for you. I won't work hard in a company of lighting if I don't see an opportunity. So it goes for you as well. There is an opportunity for electricals and mechanicals, some portion of. Even Wipro has the career advancement in India, that if you apply on their website and if you have some new project ideas, you can discuss with them and they're gonna hire you. My urge for each of the student is to learn Python language. When I came here, Python seemed to me that it's mandatory. When you are into electronics department, Python programming is must. Whichever student is attending this and should know that how much Python is important. If you don't know Python, then you are staying behind of the competition, like web developing, application developing, even Arduino. There are some Arduino people here, ESP32 have launched mini Python. Sony has developed a programming board equivalent to Arduino, which uses the Python language. Python language is helpful in MATLAB, is helpful in SolidWorks, and programming the CNC routine. So I urge all the students to learn Python. I also urge a professor to have this subject if it is not, because in my university days, Python was not mandatory. I was studying 805 on microcontroller, which was C++. So this is an important. Learn artificial intelligence if you have interest. I won't say that it is compulsory, but artificial intelligence is everywhere, in EV, in health, in medical, in hydroponics. I'm sorry, not you are not familiar with hydroponics, I guess, but anything related to farming. So it's very important. Uh, if you want to consider a bright, like something which is going to be there forever. So auto motion detection and auto light detection and the spectrum detection in the lighting industry will be there. Why I'm saying this? Because I have seen a small cheapest chipset module which is as big as my thumb, which can control everything. Now just imagine if the market, if you are want to capture around 100,000 pieces or 50,000 pieces, you cannot overcome the cost. But if you are targeting about 10 lakh of pieces to 50 lakhs of pieces, then I think mass production of that kind of pieces on each lamp will dedicatedly help the industry to grow. So company will hire those people who have some skills in this kind of stuff. And everyone is aware about Google and Alexa smart home integrated lighting systems, and this one is booming right now. Um, the price for this is, I would say, 900% more than a commercial lighting price. The company are making a huge amount of profit out of this because only big company have started this. Just imagine if China start this already, which is already working hard behind this, then all this technology the price of this will reduce to, let's say, minus 500%, and then will be affordable to a lot of society and rural areas. So India is a hub of software development. Python is the way to go. You can develop your own application, light control application, motion detection application, anything else. So if you are a final year student, focus on projects which can be helpful to the industry, not just getting the grades, but I will urge students to something which will beneficial for you after 5 or 10 years as well. This was my project with my teammates. I was the only 5.0 CGPA guy, but but my all teammates were super bright, and we worked tremendous hard on this wheelchair. I don't know if the wheelchair still exists in the laboratory or not, but 2 years back I visited the university and it was still there. If someone know about this, then please let me know right now. uh, why I kept this here? Because of my final year project, I got this opportunity in the EV industry. They were very impressed. Again, this wheelchair is the smartest wheelchair I have ever seen, because it had anti-collision system, it had inbuilt commode system. So it had a lead acid 24-volt DC battery. It had an anti-collision system. We This is my wow. This is my remote control, wireless remote control of wheelchair. So we develop our own motor controller, which had the reverse function, and also we can do the 360 at on its own place. Basically, we integrated all the sensors which were available in the market, and it was fun time. It was really fun, and all our professors supported us. We enjoyed making this project. The overall project cost was around $200. So, which is, if I say that in this market in Canada, people will get amazed that you can make this kind of stuff in India. Now, I want to discuss about my other company, which is Envo. Envo is electric mobility solutions which provide custom solutions to the community. Uh, what encourages me the most is when disabled people come at the shop and they want to somehow use electric mobility solutions. The Envo team works on innovative concepts and ideas in all mode of transportation, which is road, snow, and water. We have achieved all major transportation methods, except we haven't went to the sky yet. Uh, we will not be focusing on that because EV system cannot is not efficient enough. But I will go through this road, then snow and water. What I'm working on, I will describe the product in detail. This is an Envo e-bike launched in 2019. We have 2020 model and upcoming 2021 as well. So I just want to give you a basic information how electric bike works. And electric bike is same as a normal motor and battery configuration. So if you see, there's a BLDC hub motor, brushless DC hub motor, or direct hub drive motor. On the rear or front wheel, doesn't matter. It depends on ergonomics, where do you want and where you are riding. So brushless DC motor is a high torque motor. It can provide you, it's a high RPM motor. It can provide you with the gears, you can reduce the speed, but can generate tremendous amount of torque, which is, this one is particularly 65 Newton meters of torque. The battery for electrical engineers, for the battery is around, normally e-bike battery is around 36 volt to 48 volts. Even in the India, all this is a standard 36 volt or 48 volt system. The ampere capacity decide how long the bike will go, which is usually from 10 amp hour to 17 amp hour. The brain, which means the controller of the bike, is with the battery only. But India is good at developing the controllers, not the battery, because India doesn't produce lithium and we don't have lithium ion cell manufacturing units in India. But India is good in producing the controllers, custom controllers for the industry. So if you want to focus, if you know Python, if you know C++, you can develop your own controller. That can be a university project. And there are lots of, if you go in detail, there is a lot of different stuff going on in there, like sine wave controllers, square wave controllers. Each head has its own advantages and disadvantages. Then the e-bike has the throttle, which is basic throttle as a gasoline car. The more you apply, the more you go. And electronic brakes is something which, when you apply the brakes, the motor generates the power which is delivered back to the motor. the battery, and it has the pedal assist. Pedal assist is something that here in the North America, pedal assist is important because people want to ride bike for pleasure, for adventure, for fun, not for commute. So they want to burn calories and all those kind of stuff. So my currently project going on e-bike, personal project which I'm working on, is developing a module which can count the calories, how much calories you are burning, which can provide you the health concern, which has an inbuilt GPS system. Now all this tasks come again Python. We are developing the application for that, a mobile application which gives you all those details, live details. That e-bike will be it will be costly, but there are some people, there is a whole new industry waiting for that kind of technology. So if you just want to start in e-bike industry, I would say study about batteries. We in only in Baroda, I think there are 2 or 3 lithium-ion battery manufacturers who import the batteries and assemble the battery packs. It's a huge rush going on in Bangalore, in Pune and Bangalore about EV industry, especially in the e-bikes. So this is my another project, which is called electric water project, let's say. But basically, this is a carbon fiber hydrofoil. So if I discuss what is hydrofoil, is basically this. This is a carbon fiber wing which act as a aeroplane wing under the water. If you are a mechanical engineer here, I would like to give you a personal opportunity which will be discussed at the end of this presentation. This hydrofoil, I have done tremendous amount of research. What should be the angle of attack? How I can make our custom hydrofoil? How I can generate the lift? What should be the thrust of the propeller? What is the efficiency of the propeller? The controlling of BLD of this BLDC motor, the wirings, the sensors, current sensors, everything. I have done tremendous amount of work in this. The project was started by my CEO, who is Ali Kazim Khan, is the CEO of my company Envo Drive System. He had a dream project of using very low power electric water propulsion system. Now, if you Google hydrofoil right now, you will find a big shape and there are wings under that. But it's not always efficient. After the advancement of lithium-ion technology, this project can be accomplished. So this project had a lot of challenges. First was waterproofing of the batteries. To do that, so I think I have failed waterproofing of the battery. The salt water went inside the batteries. We damaged around 1 lakh of rupees of investment on the batteries, on the controller sometimes, but somehow we were achieving something. This is a short video that I would like to show. How I can run this? It is all okay. So if you see this particular moment, the hydrofoil lifted me up for a certain time, and then
yeah, here we go.
I just felt like that. Guys, I don't know how to swim, by the way, and this was like 20 feet down there. I still survived. I hope I survive more. So this is all hydrofoil all about. So this year, 2020, well, I don't know swimming, so I use kayak, which I didn't like. This was my boss idea to use kayak, but we used kayak and I printed. I did some 3D printing design of hydrofoil. If you see this one, I used 3D printer and printed this front hydrofoil to give me balance and all those stuff. And to be honest, we were able to reach around 18 kilometers per hour, consuming around 9,000 watt of power. which is very inefficient and still not able to generate the lift. So in short, this project was again failed. If you follow this picture, I was cruising around 18 kilometers per hour, and then suddenly the kayak flipped and I was under the water. While I flipped, all those electronic bag, which was in the waterproof case, but due to I was not able to control, I hold the wire and wire got stretched and the water went inside and it got submerged in the ocean. The next day, I had my team of scuba diving. They helped me get this box out of the ocean, and you can see on the right side how much damage it made. This was a huge loss to the company. I would say, as per we have a special tight budget on funding funding R&D projects, and we decided to stop this project until we do some fluid dynamics simulation on the software and we figure out what was the issue. And I found that a single wire which came out of the motor was producing a drag on one particular side of the kayak. When you increase more and more speed, whether it is in the sky or in water, the aerodynamic is very important. On this particular day, I came to know. So I'm still working on it. I have some Indian engineers hired, which who are developing custom hydrofoils design. I am 3D printing that design, testing it, and will implement it in this upcoming summer. Let's discuss about snow cart. This is also a research project which got successful, and now it is on commercial level. It actually had a big boom in the industry. We got noticed. We made a lot of noise in the industry, and people across all over from the world are approaching us to buy this product and want to know a lot about this product. And tomorrow I'm going to a small mountain here, which has some snow up there, and we're gonna do some taste. And if you are interested, let me know. I can do a video call to show how it looks. So this is the website of Envo Drive System, and this system has normal e-bike appliances like motors, batteries, controller, throttle, and everything. The snow cart is around 2000 watt of system, which I think it's good. The snow bike is around 1000 watt of system. Now, why I want you to concentrate on this product is we design it here, right? But just imagine what if we give this to the Indian Army, right? Like it's all fully electric. Siachen glaciers and other high altitude areas where there are high solar radiation, but to transport the gas is as difficult as surviving there. So government is spending a tremendous amount of money to just transport the gasoline up there. There's a huge risk. And if you know the biggest solar power plant in Himalayas. So there will be India's world largest solar power plant coming up there. That means there is in high altitudes, there is a huge amount of radiation, which can, with the solar panel, it can charge and can bring electricity to the snow carts, and we can save a lot of amount of money. So I'm personally working on this project with the collaboration. Let's see how it goes. So I want some interaction from students. If you have any doubts, can someone talk or discuss about something, please? Hello.
So students, Ravi here. If you have any doubt, yes. So one student has a doubt. Just hold on. I'll just unmute you. Just wait. Yes, 17103171. Yep. have unmuted you. You can ask a question. Hello. Just wait, hurry. I'm just figuring out.
Sure. Because I want that. Is this interesting, or I have some more details about other products, or more information.
Uh, yeah.
So,
So there's this guy who is, 17103171. He
mhm,
has raised his hand.
mhm.
Any question? If you have, I have unmuted you. You can ask the question. Or those of you who have a question, kindly, you can also write into the chat box, and I'll ask that question to Hari. So how do you see, Hari, the future of electric vehicles in let's say countries like the Canada, because you know about, and in India because these are the country you have stayed in. What do you think about the future of electric vehicles?
Okay, sir. So I think here is the thing. Uh, in India, an, a normal e-bike will
Yeah.
cost minimum around, to the manufacturer, I'm saying, will cost around 35,000. A good quality
Okay.
e-bike which can rely, okay,
Correct.
35,000 INR. So
Okay.
I think, and then they can sell as a commercial up to like 45 to 50K.
Correct.
So if there are a lot of startups, like more than
Hmm.
20 e-bike startups in India, where I personally contacted them. The major, they are focusing on importing again from China. Okay, so for their business, it's all dead. There are some companies who has developed their own motors, controllers, but the price is around 60 to $80,000. Now this price range, I think normal people cannot afford. It's better to
Correct.
go out and buy an Activa. So I think that if somehow the government gives some subsidies, encourage people to buy those electric vehicles, then and then only the electric vehicle can be boom in India. Otherwise, people don't even like e-bikes. People in mentality of in India is like, why should I go on bike? It's a cycle. I should have a nice looking Royal Enfield or a Pulsar. So that kind of mentality is there, first of all. So we have to change that, and it will change in coming
Correct.
4 to 5 years, because people will be more concerned about health, and
Correct.
people eventually will know that, hey, we have to take care about our health. So let's get an e-bike. I will daily commute on my e-bike rather than going on my Activa or direct electric bike. So in Canada, it's almost reverse. There is no vehicle which has a direct throttle, just like an Activa, because
Mhm.
electric vehicle, people don't anchor. People are aware that I want to take care of my health, so let's buy an e-bike rather than a dedicated motorcycle, electric motorcycle.
Okay.
So I just discussed about e-bikes, but if you know, Bajaj has launched. Okay,
Hmm.
Bajaj has launched, and there are some different companies who has launched similar kind of two-wheelers, which is like Activa, but it's fully electric. Now the price is around 90K to 1.1 lakh. Okay, so again, the challenge is the selling of this kind of vehicles. Now,
Correct.
people who can afford this will obviously opt for this.
Hmm.
They are environment concerned. Those are knowledgeable people. They calculate that if I purchase this bike, this will save me the fuel cost, because the fuel
Correct.
cost in India is too high. So if you have
Hmm.
like 5 to 10 year long term goal, then this
Hmm.
kind of stuff is actually cheaper than getting an Activa where there is no maintenance. Okay, There is no noise. It's silent and it's affordable. So it's a
Okay.
one-time investment. I know a company in Pune who can give you a bike with a down payment of 3,000 rupees.
Correct.
Now that is a dedicated bike, and the company is so advanced that they have built a speaker which act as a silencer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why they have done this? Because they don't want to target the Indian market. They want to target international market. Now, sir, in international market, there are very high regulations about EV vehicles because the safety
Correct.
is the first point.
Correct.
Now, if we concern about the safety, when electric vehicle pass by, they literally make no noise. And
Correct.
while overlapping or changing the lanes comes with a bigger risk. This company, which is in Pune, have launched their bikes in, I think, in Europe, which makes noise as well with the speaker, artificial speaker, and that's how they got approved. Also, in India, you can ride e-bike up to 100 kilometer per hour. Okay, I will highlight this. Government still now have no regulation on this. They can ride
Correct.
as fast as they want. Am I right?
Sorry, I'm not getting you.
Like, am I right? You can, if I give you an e-bike kit, you can ride 100 kilometers per hour. There are no regulations on this. Just like
I'm
the,
not aware of it. I'm
yeah.
not aware of it, but
So
yeah.
I had done some research on that.
Uh,
But in
uh,
Europe and in US, you
uh,
cannot ride more than 32 kilometer per hour. So that brings up that India is good at developing high-speed bikes, which is like Pedigo. Uh, if you have known about Bajaj, those kind of e-bike will easily go up to like 60 to 80 kilometers per hour. There are small
correct.
startups without even having any safety concern. They have launched e-bikes which can go up to like 100 kilometers per hour. Uh,
Correct.
when I discussed with those companies to launch some bikes in Canada, they cannot they cannot verify this regulations. 32
Correct.
kilometers per hour. The overall watts should be limited up to 500 watts, not more than that. That's also important
Correct.
fact. Now, all this portion we are covering in our this bikes, all the bikes that we sell here. Now, if we just consider about cars, electric cars, Tesla's gonna launch in Indian market, but I think it's gonna fail. Personally, I have feeling that the Tesla will fail because
Okay.
Tesla gonna import the car from China to India, which is first of all a negative point. But why government encourage them? For one reason, to develop, to encourage localites, to encourage engineers to start working on the electric automobile to put their legs in the electric automobile and encourage industry to work on that. Basically, I think the Tesla price will be more than 60 lakh or something. India
Yeah.
is not developed as per the DC fast chargers. Okay,
Yes.
we don't
Not yet.
have fast charging system. If we charge by 220 volts, it's gonna take like 8 hours to 12 hours to charge the whole car, which can drive up to like 200 kilometers. And that's why I think we are not ready yet to bring the Tesla here.
Correct.
What we need is the charging station. Now, for electrical engineers and mechanical ones, even for the civil, charging station are also the future. Okay, because charging station, India develops charging station, and uh, uh, they export those in North America. Basically, the countries like Europe and US are not focusing on China for the charging system, but focusing on India. These systems are not capable or affordable to build, in developed countries. This has to be manufactured in India or Philippines or Korea or China. So uh, I would say to students that if they work on DC fast chargers, how they work, how energy management can be come into this procedure, that can be helpful for them. So electric cars, I would say Tata will rule the market.
Mhm.
Maruti also launch, or I don't know they launch or not, but they are planning to launch the electric vehicles. But all
Yeah,
this dream project will come true after 5 years, sir. 4 to 5 years.
correct. Got
I
it.
think government should focus on hybrid vehicles, which has electric as well as gasoline,
Yeah,
which
but
are
it is they're already into the market. Hybrid vehicles are there already in
yeah.
market.
But sir, if you buy those, Mahindra had one, okay, two-seater car, which cost around
Yeah,
8 lakh rupees.
correct. It
Now,
costs a lot.
now the cost was so high that people don't want to buy it, and I
Mhm.
think the tax on that was around 1,50,000. Why?
Yeah, I think
Why?
since because
Because yeah,
I feel that I think as the the technology will become mature, I think the cost will over the period of time it will go down, and as as the number of competitors will increase, there is a decent chance that the cost may go down.
cost will go down, sir, but government has to give some subsidies on this. I mean, I
True, true.
won't even say subsidies, but if governments want to encourage EV system, they have to they have to allow at 0% tax. Mahindra
Correct,
Eco 2 should be allowed at 6,50,000. It should not be 8 lakhs or 7,50,000. If they
correct,
don't
correct.
have tax on those kind of vehicles, like Bharat Petroleum 4 and 5, it was a huge difference in the taxation.
Yeah,
This kind of policy will will boost people to go for EV.
yeah.
Even in the developed countries, we charge around 12 to 17% tax on electric vehicles, which we are continuously monitoring that and finding sources how we can, regulate and lower the tax price. So you are totally right that in future, once there is technology available, the price will drop down. But to develop that, also we need to cut down the custom duties on the import,
Correct, correct. True,
because
true,
lithium
true.
ion cells are we gonna import it. I think Panasonic gonna launch a manufacturing unit near Bangalore, but still
Hmm.
importing the lithium ion batteries from China will be there, and the government should give 0% custom duties on that too.
So one of the recent development which has happened in that front is that there are a lot of what I can say there are places in Brazil where the lithium is available in a huge quantity, and Indian government has taken some of the places as a lease. And okay, so there is one hello,
Yes, sir.
Hari. Yeah, so there is one question from a student that now is there any options of a lithium ion battery? I think that's the question that this guy is
Mhm.
asking. Please guide about the options of lithium ion battery. I don't know what he exactly
Like
wants to ask.
option
Yes, sir.
means,
I want to say what we can use either lithium ion battery. If
Can you repeat yourself,
not
please?
lithium ion is so costly. Yes, sir. सर वी कैन नाउ मतलब अभी हम इंडियन मार्केट में देखने जाए तो अगर हम अच्छा कोई भी सेल सैमसंग या पैनासोनिक का परचेस करने जाए इंडियन मार्केट में तो एक सेल की प्राइस वो 325 रुपीज मतलब कि 350-300 रुपए के आसपास है। तो अगर मार्केट में और भी नए सेल आए कि मतलब एलोय ई सेल मतलब वो जो एलोवेरा की केमिकल एनर्जी से बनता है और फिर आया है और मतलब कि और भी ऑप्शन अवेलेबल है तो क्या हम उसे यूज कर सकते हैं और क्या मतलब लिथियम आयन बैटरी के सिवा और हम क्या यूज कर सकते हैं?
Yes, Hari, if you can please answer
yeah.
this.
So aloe vera and biochemical uh, battery technology, I would say biochemical. It's a 100% renewable, made from renewable, which is non-hazardous to the environment. That's a good concept, and thank you for asking that question. But I think that is not possible. Lithium ion, if you talk about energy density, which is important, energy density is something in a small pack. Let's say your finger is your battery. Now, if how much energy you can store in that amount of area. That is important, very important. So aloe vera batteries, then I have heard of microbes batteries. Those kind of technology is in the research and development phase. Even in the developed countries, I don't think in next 7 years it's anything gonna happen, because I think the transition of the lithium ion battery will increase a lot. The efficiency of charging and discharging will increase a lot. If you know, traditional cell is 18750. If engineers who are working on lithium ion, if they are importing the batteries, the normal lithium ion cell is 18750 dimension. Okay.
Yes, sir. 650.
Okay. So now there is a new one, 21700 battery. This is the future. If you want to ask the future, then this particular battery is the future. We had 18650, now it's 21700. The energy density of this is 5 times bigger. Tesla just announced. Tesla is announcing a lot of stuff these days. The stock market is booming, but I'm not sure they're gonna achieve this target or what. But 2170 is the future, good energy density, much more power, and all this stuff. But anything, if you want to say who will overtake lithium ion technology, I think it should be some new kind of chemical. Maybe I in Vancouver there is nuclear fission. Nuclear, if you have heard of nuclear fusion, there is nuclear
Yes,
fission
sir. Yes.
reactor. Now, quantum physics, nuclear fission, and all those kind of stuff, supercomputing, everything like this
And
will
sir, what
start.
about solid state battery?
Sorry, I'm not able to hear your voice clearly.
Sir, what about the solid state battery?
Solid state batteries, I would say yes. Those are good. I have seen batteries which can be tear apart, but solid state batteries doesn't accumulate in high power density. Like when you want to use very high energy density, you have to use solid state battery in a parallel connection, a lot of parallel connection. So why lithium ion? Because they give us a wide variety of range that can run even e-bike as well as locomotive, you know. So solid
Sir,
state
are you referring
batteries.
to quantum battery?
No, quantum batteries, I didn't mean that quantum battery, but I wanted to mean quantum computers. It is not linkable to lithium ion batteries or any battery technology, but the calculation that we are doing right now of the solar radiation, when the solar radiation will be there, uh, in next future of let's say 5 years, in the most developed countries, the energy efficiency will be calculated as general, as a one city, as a one single piece. Now when we have the quantum computers, they're going to decide that when is the highest energy demand, in which area, in which industry. uh, because right now in the DC chargers, everyone goes for the office at 9 a.m. There's a huge rush in the heating appliances of water, in electricity, charging the batteries, all those kind of stuff. Then there is a very low demand of the electricity when there is between 12 to 3 p.m. Then again, it surges a lot. So calculation of all this per day, per hour, per second, per microseconds is very important to manage the electricity. Now, I am totally diverting the topic from battery to the quantum computing, but let's focus on lithium ion batteries and the other battery technology. Solid state batteries will be the future, for the appliances like laptop and smartphones, because they are less energy density. They require less energy. The system to control is not developed yet. The BMS is not developed yet. It's still in the research phase. So those kind of batteries will be there in the market. I mean, it's readily come in a commercial product market in next 3 years. So I think solid state battery is the upcoming technology after lithium ion. But if you focus, Tesla announced that they're going to produce their own batteries. Then Panasonic is launching mega factories across the world. Why they are not focusing on solid state batteries? Because they have they have discussed with their team and everything, and then they decided that, okay, let's do the lithium ion. We know that the energy density of lithium ion is good. Let's focus on that. So that would be my answer for the solid state batteries.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, and I think there was one more student which had some question who raised his hand. Is he still there?
Yes.
Yeah, please ask your question. Are you still there? Hello. I think he has left.
Okay.
So Hari, yeah, Hari, I have I think a last question, and then we can wrap up. Is that, let's say if there are many students who want to make their career in the electrical vehicle, industry,
Yes.
and so what are the skills you think and that they should have, and what are the things they should know in order to enter into the, let's say, an industry, and later on in order to progress there?
There is a lot, sir. I would say, uh, if you have a passion and determination, you can really change a lot of stuff in your society. EV is the future, and if student, I'm encouraging second year and third year student, especially if they are listening to me, I would say focus on the skills that I'm gonna say to you. And for the fourth year student, I would say it's never been late, and you can get a bit serious in your life and start working on it. So I have classified two different stuff for electricals and mechanicals. Okay. So for electrical, I would encourage both of them, electrical and mechanical, and go for Python and C++. That is very important. Then MATLAB. Our university, NUV, provides the MATLAB. I personally have learned MATLAB from our university. Power electronics, the controllers, simulation of those controllers, everything can be done in MATLAB. When I go for a job search here, major companies, big companies, they want student or a job seeker to know MATLAB. Now, when you are in the R&D field, MATLAB helps you to do the simulation of electronics. So I would urge all of you to seriously take the MATLAB course. Then PCB designing and circuit designing of high voltage and low voltage system. Now, if you just focus on controllers for electric vehicles, you have to develop both the controllers. One is for high voltage, which is around asynchronous, let's say, induction motor for EV application. You have to develop high voltage. Then there is a low voltage circuit, which gives the power to the power electronics for another calculations of the battery management system or other kind of stuff. So if you know about PCB designing, it's good. Learn something how circuits are operated. What is MOSFET? How MOSFET can be controlled? How we can generate sine waveform from an Arduino. Doing this project, all materials are available on the internet. Just search and do your own project. Then BMS engineer algorithm in MATLAB. So what I'm saying about this is BMS is actually battery management system. Battery management system is something which is, if there is battery, then what kind of battery chemistry is there? Is it lithium ion, lithium cobalt, lead acid? What kind of battery you are using? Now, charging and discharging, all those brain function, engineers are programming that to secure the battery, to control the temperature, and making the battery life as long as possible. So BMS engineer, they call the term as BMS engineer, battery management system, if you want to write it down. The software for electricals is again SolidWorks Electricals, Eagle, which is from Autodesk. Thermal analysis of battery is something which is for mechanical, but I will urge, if you have knowledge, then it's an asset to your organization. Then in the mechanical, again, C++ and Python will come. Highly skilled in the designing. If you are mechanical engineer and if you don't know designing, I think you should learn basics of designing, and it is important. find your interest, I would say. Any language, any software is okay, but if you have interest, let's say if you want to be an CNC operator, programmer, because automation is everywhere. Even if there is a production line of electric vehicles or any kind of production line, there will be automation, and to program those automation you require programming language. And if I'm wrong, then please interrupt, but this is what I think. For mechanical engineers, the transmission will be most important topic for electric vehicles, because how efficient we can transfer the energy from the motor to the wheel. That's a challenge. Even Tesla is trying, to invest on direct hub drive motors. Tesla has an one induction motor, but they might shift to single drive, which means that each will have its own motor, which might be efficient, which might be good in controlling the whole car. So these are all my concern about skills that require if you want to progress in EV system, EV industry. So for final year and for first year, it's all same. Start making projects, like have a collaboration. I know when I was studying in Navrashna, mechanical students were doing great job. They had organized a team. They were showcasing their work in in uh, different universities, and they were good. If I would have got chance to doing electrical engineering again in Navrashna University, I would rush to the mechanical students and civil students, and I would collaborate a team of enthusiastic and passionate students, form a team, innovate something. It can be anything related to building, energy building analysis. It can be EV, it can be solar, it can be how we can install the solar panel in the buildings. All this concept will help you to get the job in future. There is a huge competition going on of the longest solar car in Australia. If you have seen that webinar or videos on YouTube. So I told you in the starting of presentation that I want to give something to the university. So I am planning to donate one 3D printer. Thank you very much, but I am not finished yet. I am planning to, sir, Ravi sir, do we have a 3D printer in our university?
We do have one.
How big is that?
Uh, I have to see the specification. I'm not sure of that, but yeah, it's a usual 3D printer.
Okay.
It can print, I think, polymer. Can be, it has a filament of a polymer, and it can be printed.
Yeah. So what I was planning is, if student can know about 3D, because 3D printing, I think it's a mandatory for rapid prototyping. Each student,
Yes.
I think if they know about this, it would be good. Uh, so I was planning to donate, but if you already have, I would donate some electronic components which student can, learn some programming skill, can implement project on the motherboards and all this kind of stuff. So I would look forward to it. The
Yeah,
second is,
sure.
I have an opportunity for the enthusiastic student who want to join.
Yeah.
I am personally working on this hydrofoil project, which is this one. Okay. Now I am currently developing the hydrofoil. We are doing some CFD simulation, and I will be printing one of the hydrofoils in India only. So I think it's a big opportunity, because this kind of concept is not available across the world. I think in 2019 only this kind of concept has rise up. If students do this project, it will be beneficial for them. I will
Yeah.
be also paying I will be also paying them for their work, but it's still, I'm generating fund to support this project, and I'm tremendously working hard behind this. Financially, I'm gathering funds. So let me know if any students want to know more about future opportunities in Canada. or future opportunities in different EV applications, or if he wants to learn, if he's really passionate about his future in engineering and want to learn, then you can let me know and I will discuss some new project. And whenever I
Sure.
will visit to Baroda after this huge COVID stuff goes in end, then I think I will visit there, and I would like to have physical interaction with student as well.
True, true,
So
true.
that's all from my side.
I
If
think
you
there are
have any question,
two hands I can see.
yeah,
There is a Patel Hardik. If you are there, I think I have unmuted you.
Yes,
You please ask your question.
sure.
I mean
Hey,
his hand.
Hariom. Yeah. Well, Hariom, I have a quick question for you. Like, when you talk about electric vehicles, right? Like, what and you must be using some controllers in there. So, like,
Yeah.
what kind of controllers are those, sir? Is it basically any application-specific chips that you are using, or is it like general purpose, like Arduino boards or something that you use?
Okay, so before even answering that question, I would like to say everyone that Hardik was my. I had a team of engineers, Hardik, Hardi, and Shijo. Those are brilliant minds. Hardik currently developed the motherboards, like designing motherboard, calculating how many transistor goes where. So I think he knows a lot in detail about developing the controllers, basically motherboards for Intels. So Hardik, the answer of this question would be
Yeah, sure.
it's not an Arduino. Basically, it's a it's a less for cheap for less price. We are focusing on less affordable chipset, which is
Mm-hmm.
less high performance than the Arduino. I would say Arduino is a very good high performance stuff, but it's a collaboration of the software and hardware, basically, Hardik. It's an you can, let's say, we call it Arduino, but then the control system comes, which has the MOSFETs, which has capacitors, which had different functions like sine wave generators and square wave generators. So basically, not all controllers are designed like that. uh, Controllers in e-bike are designed as per the sine wave generators. Now, if we have some higher requirements, let's say control of those motor. Now, controlling
Okay.
of the motors is in a different way. It can be frequency based, reducing the flux density, then reducing the windings of the motor itself, as well as increasing the voltage of the motor. So there are a lot of parameters, but the answer of the final answer of the question would be for each application, we have to focus on each controller. A universal controller cannot determine that it will work on the same logic will work on Tesla cars or
Okay.
any bigger e-bike. So different kind of controller and its programming is algorithm are required to develop those.
Mhm. So is it something like that like you provide the specification to the chip manufacturer and they provide you the specific application chips, something like that, or is it like you buy it from the general market out there?
So this was a topic, I would say, 7 to 8 years ago. But Hardik,
Okay.
today, any engineer who is skilled for in
Hmm.
programming and developing the circuits can make his or her own controller. I would say even you can
Okay.
make your own controller, because there are so many algorithms out there. You can even copy and paste the whole program, and you can run the controller. If I would make a wheelchair project today, I would
Hmm.
go with our own developed controller, because we know our own requirement, right? That what is the motor, how much current the motor draws at the peak load. So as per that, we have to decide which MOSFET we should use. So all those
Okay.
factors, I think, affects.
Okay.
So yes.
Yeah. Thank you for the answer. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I think Harsha madam has a question. Harsha madam, I have unmuted you if you want to ask a question.
Thank you, Ravi sir. Thank you, Bhati, for a wonderful
Hello.
session.
Thank
It's
you.
really great, and your session was really very nice, very informative.
and all the students must have gone through, and they have now different idea regarding EV. And definitely for India, this is the like very innovative technology they can study. And we will really get back to you whenever the students will have any projects related to that. So we'll be in contacting with you. And still also we have such kind of students who are really ready for a project work. And it's really, Bhati, it's a really wonderful session.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Is there anyone else who has a question? I think there is no one. If there is anyone, please ask. I think not really. Hari, it was wonderful having you. As I've already communicated to you earlier, we are very, very, very proud of you, the
Thank
way
you.
you are progressing, and I'm sure that you are only going to make us and our country more and more proud. And whenever you come to India, please visit us. We will be very happy to have you.
Sure, sure.
Right. And if you have any, as you said that there are students who want to work on a project, just send me an email or to a Harsha madam. We'll coordinate it, and it will be helpful to our current students, right?
Definitely, sir. I'm looking forward to it. And just one last thing for all the students, have a determination in your life, passion, follow your passion. And third thing is hard work. If you achieve these three, like hard work, passion, and determination, with knowledge, I would say. Without knowledge, you cannot achieve. You should have the knowledge. If there are these 3 or 4 qualities in you, I think you will at least live your life sustainable. You will be happy mentally. I would say mental health is the richest person can have. So please focus on your health, and I hope you are taking care of yourself in this pandemic situation. So it was nice meeting you. I would really love if I would see all your face and would interact physically with you. I'm so much social person, so I'm looking forward to meet you all. So please let me know if you have any doubts, any career advice you want, any help you want regarding the projects or anything else. Let me know. I'm always here.
Sure. Thank you very much, Hari.